Hi there, welcome back to another episode of The Art of Business English. Andrew Ambrosi is here, and this is The Art of Business English, where we help people like you get the language skills that you need to operate in any environment in business where English is spoken. Now, today I'm just here to give my reflections really on the year that has been. It is December 2020, if you're listening to this podcast. It is the end of what's been quite a dramatic year for most, I'm sure, with the coronavirus pandemic. So I just thought I'd give you guys a little heads up. We're in the Christmas period. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas with your family as best you could, considering that a lot of you are facing restrictions. And also, I hope you're looking forward to a new or a happy New Year's or a better year in 2020 than this year. And I hope you get to spend some time with your family this New Year's Eve. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, give you some reflections, some ideas, some tips. So before I start though, the top 3 episodes. So if you've got some time over this festive period and you're looking to catch up on your business English, I've got the top 3 episodes, the most downloaded episodes from 2020. And I'm going to list them off for you now. So the first one is called 15 Expressions That Everybody Should Know. That was really popular because it sounds a bit mysterious. But yeah, in 2020, I released an episode on 15 expressions that everybody should know. Now, if you wanted to go back and listen to these, then I'm going to link them up. I'll put them into the show notes on the website. So check out that. Or you can just scroll through all the episodes on The Art of Business English, iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher or wherever you listen to the podcast. And the next one on the list is 10 expressions to start using in 2020. Now that's been really popular. I hope you guys have been using those expressions in 2020. I might actually do one for 2021, see if I can put together some expressions that you should start using in the coming year. But yeah, that's been a really popular episode in 2020. And the last one on my list was 10 phrasal verbs for your next business meeting. So yeah, phrasal verbs, really powerful. They can be great to use in meetings, and they can make your English sound even more native and more professional. So that was a really popular episode. So again, if you want to listen to it, you can either head over to the website and check it out. I'll link up there. And yeah, those were the top 3 most downloaded episodes of 2020. Now, let's move now on to just a couple. I'm just going to give you some reflections. Maybe you agree or disagree with some of my thoughts here. But yeah, 2020 has been a really crap year for most people. This is pretty bad. I mean, it's what's surprising, and I think if you've been around long enough, you're going to notice that there is a trend going on here. Most people start every decade with it's going to be great, it's going to be great. And for some reason, the turn of every decade or every 10 years, it's not great. I mean, I think in 1999, everyone was like, life is going to be great in 2000. And then we had a massive crash in 2000 with the dot-com bubble burst and things like that. 2000 was not a great start to the decade. We had in 2008, the start of a massive financial crisis, which had repercussions all the way through 2009, 2010. I mean, I remember in Spain in 2010, it was abysmal. There was people were out of work. It was so depressing. And now we've got, we thought, in 2019, it's going to be 2020, new decade. It's going to be amazing. No, financial crisis on the back of a pandemic. So, I mean, I can't wait for 2020 just to move on and just bye. So if you're around for the next 10 years, keep that in mind, because maybe 2029, everyone's going to be like, yeah, life is great. And then 2030, just be like, so yeah, I don't know why it's like that, but it seems to me that on the cusp of every 10 years or on the cusp of every new decade, something bad happens. Maybe it's coincident. Anyway, so 2020, please leave us goodbye. What have we learned from 2020? Well, we've learned that most of us can work online. We've learned to manage teams remotely. We've learned that a lot of the journeys and trips and events and flights we took or we went to were not necessary. A lot of stuff can be done remotely. I have learned from my experience with students that a lot of students prefer like presential or in-person classes because they like to be with their classmates, but then I offer them hybrid classes. So I say you can come in person or you can come online. And a lot of them just in the end stay at home and do the class online because it's more comfortable in terms of like, you don't need to drive, you don't need to take the car, you don't need to find parking, and it's time that you're using up. So it's quite interesting, this transformation. It's obvious to everyone that the digitalization of the workplace has gone through a massive, a quick transformation, and that's really pushed things along probably 10 years in some countries. We've learned to work with lots of digital tools. We've learned that now we need to be careful. I think in organizations, we need to actually do an analysis of how we're going to manage remote working and how we're going to stop workers getting burnt out from working at home and not having this barrier between their personal life and their private life. I think that's really something important that companies are going to have to address in the coming years. We've also learned that we've become even more addicted to our screens. Oh my God, if I have to sit in front of a screen anymore, I'm going to just fry. Radiation's burning me. We've even become more addicted to our mobile phones. We've become more addicted to screen time. It's pretty sad in that respect. So it's nice to get outside and go running and do something different. We've learned that, yes, we've to spend a lot more time with our families and our kids, and to cook and to clean and to not have, restaurant service there for us, which has been a bit sad as well. We've also learned that the simple things in life are, we need to value those things, like, having the liberties to go outside or travel around and go visit new places, or even just leave your town. Some people have had their towns and even their regions isolated or quarantined, so you can't move around. It's been a quite shocking situation for most people. We've also learned, I guess we don't need as many things. We can survive with good food and good wine, but even that's getting a bit boring now. Like, if you're just drinking wine alone at home, it's pretty boring, even if you've got the best wines. It's nice to socialize and share these things with friends and families. What else? What other lessons have we learned, or reflections have we learned? We've learned that, unfortunately, online shopping is going to really increase a lot, and maybe local shops are going to struggle. They're going to have to make some pretty massive, transformations to their business model or the way they provide their services to their customers. Because, a lot of people, I talk to my friends now at Christmas, they're just buying presents online because it's too hard. And some of my friends have got shops and they're receiving online orders, and they're saying, like, people are like literally at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, they're doing their Christmas shopping. Like, I'm receiving orders from people in the middle of the night. And that's because, we're all busy running around like crazies trying to work from home or whatever, and we don't have time to go shopping. So just order everything online, which is a bit sad because, we need to support local businesses. But at the same time, local businesses need to, do something to help survive themselves. They're going to have to reinvent themselves to some degree. So if you're running a small business, you need to maybe consider that for the coming decade, really making that transformation to digital and online, because it has been pushed ahead very quickly. We've also learned that, Amazon is king, which is, for better or worse, I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. But yeah, online shopping is going to conquer the world soon. What else have we learned? We've learned that we can make vaccines in a year. That's pretty exciting, using new technologies. So it's amazing what you can do when you throw enough money at a problem. I just wish that we would throw more money at the problem of, deforestation, climate change. Every time I see them cutting down or burning the Amazon, it just pains me, because I'm a strong believer, and you can agree or disagree with me, but I'm a strong believer that, these pandemics And people are like, conspiracy theories. No, I just think that if you just cut down and destroy the environment that supports you, then there will be some consequences. So I hope that in the next decade, humans sort of wake up a bit and actually put all of these conferences and promises about managing climate change into practice and actually do something. Because people say we're destroying the planet. I don't. The planet will be here long after we are gone. We're actually just destroying our place, our habitable environment for ourselves. What can we do? Well, hopefully governments can, coordinate their efforts to reduce deforestation, and we can actually help species survive instead of just killing everything on the face of the planet except for cows and chickens. Well, we're here alone with the cows and the chickens. That's because that's all we're going to eat. Some vegetables, some cows and some chickens. Okay, so let's finish things on a positive note. Well, what has been surprising has the stock market. It went down insane amounts, like 35%. And that was in March. And now it's recovered completely everything. So there is a lot of optimism. So if you are an investor, this is not financial advice. Who knows what will happen? But yes, being in the markets is probably a good idea because there seems to be a lot of optimism. Once we start rolling out vaccines and blah, 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 things are only going to get better, I think, and grow. So what's the plan? Well, you have to be in it to win it, as they say in English. So if I were to give any advice, I guess it would just be to get in the game. And if you have got any money to invest, then you probably should invest it in something, whether that be a pension plan or just a managed fund to keep it simple for you. But yeah, this coming year, things should be pretty positive, I guess. If there's a vaccine coming out, people are pretty optimistic. And once we get sort of back to normal, if that's ever going to happen, could be quite positive. So those are my thoughts and reflections on 2020. If you have some thoughts and reflections, if you think we have still got lessons to learn, or if you think that, or if you want to share your biggest lesson that you've learned or the thing that you're most grateful for, then drop it into the comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope you've had a great year with me and the Art of Business English, and that you've been learning a lot from this free podcast that I religiously release for you every single week. And if you need any help, let me know. I'm always here. So that's it. Have a great New Year's Eve and a great start to your 2021. That's it from me now. Take care. Bye for now.